Welcome back to Church Soup, the greatest evangelical news show in the history of the internet. I'm Keith Foskey, the Harbor Freight Doug Wilson, king of the amillennialists, and little known fact, Matt Chandler's Anglo 8. Here at Church Soup, we take all the recent church-related news and events, mix it together into a hearty stew, and serve it to you in about 10 minutes. Our top story. The Olympics have once again taken the center of attention on the world stage, but sadly this year it was for all the wrong reasons. It began with a bizarre reenactment of the Feast of Dionysus, which many Christians claimed was eerily reminiscent of the Leonardo da Vinci painting of the Last Supper. Apologists for the event claimed the reenactment had nothing to do with Christianity, and that any passing resemblance was merely coincidental. They went on to say that it was meant to be an artistic portrayal of drag queens dedicating a feast to a pagan god of debauchery, sexual depravity, and violence. You know, the epitome of wholesome family entertainment. No matter how you explain it, it was either a blatant insult to the Christian faith or a celebration of a false god. Either way, I hope it was a blast for them, because it was certainly a blast for me. But as if they were trying to fill some sort of quota for men dressing as women, we make our way over to the boxing ring, where two biological men have absolutely dominated the female division. Now imagine being a female athlete who through discipline and training made it all the way to the highest level of your sport, only to be rocked 45 seconds into the first round by a person with more testosterone than your average 40-year-old ice road trucker. Of course, the highlight for many of the Paris Olympics was Yusuf Dikech of Turkey, who won the silver medal in air pistol shooting. While all the other competitors looked like anime versions of John Wick, this guy looked like the one substitute teacher who always let the class watch a bootleg copy of Terminator 2 while he quietly took a nap. The only sad part about this entire situation is that because of the nonchalant appearance and endless memes that have resulted, no one cares who actually won the gold medal. Also, fun fact, Dikech actually won the medal in the team competition, along with a woman whose name I'm unwilling to attempt to pronounce. These two look like they were on their way to Target and decided to stop by Paris to medal in the Olympics. Anyone else think it looks like they're shooting in a bowling alley? Moving on. Megan Basham's book, Shepherds for Sale, which claims to provide evidence of evangelical leaders selling out to a leftist agenda, was released recently, and it was unsurprisingly met with immediate pushback. Online debate reached a fever pitch when Gavin Ortlund claimed that she intentionally misrepresented his position on climate change. Megan denies these allegations, and several notable figures, including Alyssa Childers, have come to her defense. Twitter seems divided over the controversy, with about 15% siding with Basham, 10% siding with Ortlund, and 75% saying, "Who's Gavin Ortlund?" Now, keep this in mind, I'm just kidding. I realize that Gavin's online reach is much wider than my own, so there's no reason for any of you to sprain your wrist scrolling down to the comment section and leaving me a bad review on this video. Feel free to save those for Megan's book. I hear if she gets 2 more, she wins a free set of steak knives. Speaking of churches influenced by leftward thinking, we now go to the chapel service at the United Methodist-affiliated Duke Divinity School, where the student leader proudly describes God as a drag queen and a trans man.
Strange one, fabulous one, fluid and ever-becoming one. Do not allow us to make our ideas of you into an idol. You are drag queen and trans man and gender fluid, incapable of limiting your vast expressions of beauty.
Okay, keep going.
We want to affirm everyone to be who they truly are, to step into the Holy One's fire that burns away all that says we are not good enough.
Did she just say she wants to step into the Holy One's fire?
To step into the Holy One's fire. Step into the Holy One's fire. The Holy One's fire.
Well, Nadab and Abihu called, and they'd like a word with you. Continuing on the ever-increasing race toward peak wokeness, University Christian Church in California recently placed a photo on their Instagram advertising a rainbow-colored bread which was to be used for communion while celebrating Pride Month. Now, we featured University Christian Church on a previous episode of Church Soup doing a rendition of the musical Grease during worship. And the more I look at this photo, the more questions I have. But the highest among them is, where does someone purchase stonewashed Jinkos in 2024? Man, thinking about Jinkos did spark the 90s nostalgia part of my brain, so I decided to see if they're still being sold, and lo and behold, the Jinko website is alive and well. And you can have your own pair for the low, low price of only $260. No thanks all the same. In technology news, on June 19th, the world was greeted by a major tech outage because of a routine update from security software vendor CrowdStrike, which inadvertently caused computers to crash globally. Flights were canceled, hospitals were shut down, and banking services were disrupted. CrowdStrike was quick to clarify that this was not a cyber attack, but rather a software update gone bad. After a full investigation was conducted, it was determined that the entire outage could be blamed on one man. Finally, the political world was stunned by the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump on July 13, 2024. Trump survived a near-fatal shot from a sniper, which struck him in the ear during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. A photo of Trump pumping his fist into the air after the attack immediately went viral and seems to have energized his base. However, this event has caused some prophecy-fascinated people, dispensationalists, to question whether there is any biblical significance to this event. Some even claiming that Trump could actually be the beast of Revelation 13, who received a head wound and survived. But keep in mind that these are the same type of people who believed Ronald Reagan was the Antichrist, because the names Ronald, Wilson, Reagan each have 6 letters. On the other side of the aisle, President Joe Biden determined he would not seek re-election and has decided to put his support behind his vice president, Kamala Harris. Sadly, Biden removing himself from the race means we only have a short time left to truly appreciate this important moment in presidential politics.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yes, Joe, he was indeed. Harris immediately began to be put out front as she settled into her new candidacy for president.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Donald Trump says he believes things are going great. Both Trump and Harris have surprised voters with their choices for running mates. Trump choosing J.D. Vance, whose life was portrayed in the film Hillbilly Elegy, with Harris choosing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. When Vance was announced as Trump's running mate, the Democrats landed on a particular descriptor for the Ohio senator. He's just weird, they said. This is an interesting adjective choice, since Harris's running mate is best known for signing a bill which forced schools to make feminine hygiene products available in boys' bathrooms. Because that's not weird at all. Just as an aside, can you imagine if they had put tampon dispensers in the boys' bathroom in the 90s? I know the things we did to those bags of chocolate milk that they gave us in the lunchroom, and let's just say I'm very thankful that nobody had a camera phone. I want to thank you for watching Church Soup, and as always, I want to thank our friends over at Protestia for allowing us to use their videos, which they spend a lot of time cataloging. I definitely encourage you to go check them out if you want to see more. And if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button twice. If you have stories or clips you'd like to submit for a future episode of Church Soup, you can send them to us through our website at keithfoskey.com with the hashtag ChurchSoup.